Every man who has ever achieved greatness has faced a silent battle not with the world, but within himself. It is the fight against the weaker side of his nature, the side that doubts, delays, fears, and surrenders. In this powerful video, inspired by the timeless wisdom of Napoleon Hill, we confront that inner enemy head on and show you how to dominate your weak side once and for all. There are two versions of you, one that strives for success and one that settles for excuses. One that says, "I will," and one that whispers, "I can't." The battle is real, and victory belongs only to those who recognize that weakness is not a curse, it is a call to strength. In this video, you'll learn the mental strategies successful people use to overcome procrastination, fear, and self-doubt, how to develop the habit of definiteness of purpose, the master key to self-control. How to rewire your thoughts through autosuggestion and faith in action. The power of persistence, discipline, and burning desire are the very tools used by champions. Remember, your weak side cannot survive in the presence of a strong will. You must first think like the person you wish to become, then act on that thought with intensity and faith. Each time you resist weakness, you build character. Each time you face fear, you build courage. And every small victory adds brick by brick to the foundation of a dominating spirit. This is not just motivation, this is transformation. This is your blueprint to rise above limitation and take control of your inner world, because until you conquer yourself, you will never conquer anything else. Before any man can conquer his enemy, he must first know its face. The same principle applies to your inner world. If you seek to dominate your weak side, you must first identify it clearly. This is the first and most vital step toward personal mastery. Weakness is a cunning force. It hides in shadows. It whispers instead of shouts. It shows itself not as a monster, but as a friend offering comfort, rest, and the illusion of safety. It comes in many forms: procrastination, self-doubt, fear of failure, emotional impulsiveness, lack of focus, laziness, the habit of quitting, or the need for constant approval. Many people go through life unaware of what truly holds them back. They blame circumstances, luck, or other people. But the truth, as harsh as it may seem, is this: the greatest obstacle is usually inside us. And unless you shine a bright light on your weak side, it will quietly sabotage your goals, your discipline, and your destiny. How do you identify your weak side? You start by becoming brutally honest with yourself. No excuses, no lies, no soft words to cushion the truth. Take a pen and paper and ask yourself, when do I give up most easily? What thoughts stop me from starting? Where do I consistently fail to take action? What emotions control me when I should be in control? Look closely. Your answers will reveal patterns, patterns of avoidance, patterns of fear, patterns of retreat. Do not feel ashamed. Every great man had a weak side. Edison failed thousands of times. Lincoln battled depression. Napoleon faced defeat. The difference: they knew their weakness and they worked to turn it into strength. You cannot fix what you will not face. A vague awareness of weakness is not enough. You must call it by name. If it is fear, admit it. If it is laziness, confess it. If it is the need to be liked, acknowledge it. Because the moment you give it a name, you take its power away. The unknown has power. The named becomes manageable. Remember, clarity is power. Once you clearly identify your weak side, you can then begin the true work of domination, transformation, and mastery. But it all begins with a bold act of self-awareness. So today, take the first step. Meet your weakness face to face and make the decision to no longer be its slave, but its master. If there is one principle that sits at the root of every success story ever told, it is this: definiteness of purpose. It is the one quality that separates the drifter from the doer. the dreamer from the achiever, and the weak from the powerful. Without it, a man is like a ship without a rudder floating aimlessly, easily tossed by every wave of fear, doubt, and distraction. Your definiteness of purpose is the chief aim of your life. It is the one goal so clear, so strong, so deeply burned into your mind that all other desires become servants to it. When you develop this sense of direction, you awaken an unstoppable force within you. You gain clarity, confidence, and control the exact qualities needed to dominate your weak side. The truth is, a weak mind has no target. That's why it becomes prey to procrastination, fear, and indecision. But a definite purpose gives your mind something to fight for. It gives your energy direction. It tells your thoughts, your habits, and your emotions where to go and what to build. So how do you develop this purpose? Decide what you want, not what sounds nice, not what others expect, but what burns inside you. It must be specific, measurable, and worth sacrificing for. Write it down in one sentence. Clarity sharpens thought. Write it in the present tense. For example, I earn 10 million rupees annually doing what I love. Or I am the most trusted motivational voice in my country. Repeat it to yourself every morning and night. Speak it with emotion. Visualize it as real. This is not wishful thinking, this is mental conditioning. You are programming your subconscious to accept no other outcome. Align your daily actions with that purpose. Every decision you make must serve your chief aim. Every habit you form must push you closer. Discard what distracts. Embrace what strengthens. Definiteness of purpose creates inner power. It silences the voice of weakness. It gives you a reason to push when you're tired, to persist when you fail, and to rise when you fall. People with no purpose become slaves to their moods, but those with a definite purpose command their moods. They dominate their day, they focus like warriors and act with precision. Remember this, success never bows to the vague. It answers only to those who are clear, committed, and driven by a singular burning desire. Make that desire your own and your weak side won't stand a chance. This is how greatness begins, not with luck, but with a clear target, a burning reason, and the daily discipline to pursue it with everything you've got. Every great achievement begins in the mind. Every failure also begins in the mind. The battlefield of life is first fought within, and the weapon that decides your victory is autosuggestion. Autosuggestion is the method by which you influence your own subconscious mind. It is the tool used by every successful person to build confidence, break fear, and create new belief systems. Why? Because your thoughts shape your reality, but only the thoughts you repeat with emotion and belief have the power to take root and grow. Most people are trapped in cycles of negative autosuggestion. They say things like, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, or I'll never succeed. And then, day by day, they begin to believe it. These thoughts, repeated often enough, become self-fulfilling prophecies. But the truth is this, you are always programming your mind. The only question is, are you doing it consciously or unconsciously? To dominate your weak side, you must learn to use autosuggestion on purpose, with purpose. Here's how to begin. 1. Craft your command. Create a personal statement of power, one that reflects your purpose, your belief, and your identity. For example, I am confident, disciplined, and unstoppable. Every day, I grow stronger in mind and purpose. Or, I dominate fear, act with faith, and attract success in everything I do. 2. Repeat with emotion and frequency. Your subconscious doesn't respond to empty words. It responds to emotionally charged repetition. Speak your statement aloud every morning and every night. Look yourself in the mirror. Say it like you mean it. Feel it in your body. Believe it before it becomes true. 3. Visualize as you speak. See yourself living the words. Imagine yourself acting with courage, walking with purpose, achieving your goals. Your brain cannot tell the difference between real and vividly imagined. Visualization fuels belief, and belief reshapes behavior. 4. Guard your mental environment. Autosuggestion works both ways. If you allow fear, gossip, failure, and negativity to dominate your conversations and your thoughts, your subconscious will mirror it. Be deliberate about what you hear, read, watch, and speak. Remember, the subconscious mind is fertile soil. Whatever you plant, it will grow, whether it's faith or fear, success or self-doubt. Your weak side thrives in negative self-talk, but it shrinks under the power of positive, intentional, repeated suggestion. This is not magic, it is mental conditioning. It is training your brain to align with your purpose, your power, and your potential. In time, what you once said as a hope will become your truth. The words you speak in faith today will become the reality you live tomorrow. So start now. Speak with purpose. Think with intensity. And let no weakness survive the fire of your belief. Excuses are lies told by your weak side, and every time you believe them, you surrender a piece of your power. Excuses are comforting, convenient, and contagious. They tell you it's okay to delay. They tell you to wait for the right time. They say you're not ready, not good enough, or that it's someone else's fault. But here's the brutal truth. Excuses are the language of failure. No man ever achieved greatness by rationalizing his inaction. No empire was built on, "I'll do it tomorrow." The difference between those who win and those who wonder is this. Winners take action, losers take cover behind excuses. To dominate your weak side, you must make a permanent decision. From this day forward, I will act no matter how I feel, no matter how hard it seems, no matter what excuses arise. Why we make excuses? Excuses are fear in disguise. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of responsibility. Your weak side is clever. It disguises fear as logic. It whispers things like, "I don't have time. What if I mess up? I'll start after this weekend. I need to do more research first." But deep down, you know the truth. These are delays dressed as reasons. They protect your comfort zone, but they destroy your growth. Turn excuses into action. Here's the formula. Catch the excuse, immediately become aware. The moment you hear yourself making an excuse, pause, recognize it, interrupt it, refuse to let it pass unchallenged. Flip it into a challenge. Turn "I don't have time" into "How can I make time today?" Turn "I'm too tired" into "I'll do 10 minutes anyway." This small shift puts you back in control. Act within 5 seconds. Use the 5-second rule. The moment you decide to do something, move. Don't wait. Don't think. Act. Action kills doubt. Action silences fear. Action builds momentum. Create an identity of action. Say to yourself daily, "I am a man of action. I do what needs to be done no matter what." The more you act, the stronger this identity becomes. Every time you act in the face of an excuse, you chip away at your weak side and build a new version of yourself, one that is disciplined, determined, and powerful. Action doesn't just produce results, it produces confidence. It trains your brain to believe in your ability to execute, and when you believe you can act, you begin to act more often. That is how domination begins, not in massive leaps, but in small acts repeated with faith and intensity. Remember, excuses are easy, action is rare, and rare effort creates rare lives. So the next time your weak side gives you an excuse, smile and act anyway. That moment is your victory. That moment is your transformation. In the journey to dominate your weak side, one truth stands unshakable. Strength is forged through resistance. It is not found in comfort or ease, but in the hard moments where your will is tested, your patience stretched, and your determination challenged. Life will never be free of obstacles. If you think conquering your weakness means avoiding difficulty, you are mistaken. Your weak side feeds on comfort. It thrives when you avoid resistance. But every time you face a challenge, every time you push through discomfort, you build your strength brick by brick. This is no accident. Nature itself teaches us this lesson. The blacksmith does not create a sword by softly whispering to the metal. He hammers it relentlessly. The seed does not grow by sitting in perfect warmth. It breaks open through the hard soil, and your mind and spirit are no different. The value of resistance is the gym of the mind and soul. When you resist the urge to quit, when you refuse to surrender to fear or doubt, you are exercising the muscle of your willpower. With each repetition, that muscle grows stronger, more resilient, more unbreakable. Think of resistance as the very essence of growth. If you want to dominate your weak side, you must welcome resistance like an old friend, because without struggle, there is no transformation. How to embrace resistance? Expect resistance as inevitable. Anticipate that your weak side will fight back. Expect fear, doubt, distraction, and fatigue. Prepare yourself mentally. Do not be surprised or discouraged. Use resistance as a measuring stick. The harder the challenge, the greater the opportunity for growth. If a task feels difficult, good. It means you are expanding your limits. Choose to persist. Resistance only wins when you give up. Persistence is the secret weapon. Commit yourself to keep going even when the path is steep. Learn from every setback. Each resistance faced and overcome teaches you valuable lessons. Analyze your struggles. Adjust your approach. Improve your strategy. Resistance sharpens your mind as much as your spirit. Many men waste their lives chasing comfort, avoiding resistance at all costs. They remain stuck, weak, and unfulfilled. But the truly successful know that the easy path leads only to mediocrity. They embrace resistance because it is the crucible where greatness is forged. When you face resistance and keep moving forward, you not only weaken your weak side, you build a fortress of inner strength and confidence that no external circumstance can shake. Remember, your weak side is not your enemy. It is the training ground for your mastery. Without resistance, there can be no strength. Without struggle, no victory. So next time your weak side tries to retreat, stand firm. Welcome the resistance. Face it boldly, for in that very resistance lies the key to your transformation and the doorway to your ultimate power. Persistence is the unseen force that separates the successful from the unsuccessful. It is the daily, relentless commitment to act despite difficulties, failures, or lack of immediate results. To dominate your weak side, you must cultivate persistence until it becomes a habit, a natural part of who you are. Many give up just inches away from breakthrough. They stumble over obstacles, feel the sting of failure, and then surrender to weakness. But those who persist, who push forward regardless, find that persistence transforms weakness into strength and dreams into reality. Why persistence matters? Your weak side loves to whisper, "Quit now, it's too hard, you're not making progress." It tries to convince you that failure is final and that giving up is safe, but persistence is the weapon that cuts through those lies. Every success story is a tale of persistence. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Abraham Lincoln faced defeat after defeat before becoming president. They didn't rely on luck, they relied on the power to persist. Persistence creates momentum, it builds confidence, it trains your mind and body to endure and to overcome. The more you persist, the less your weak side can control you. How to develop persistence. Make a clear commitment. Decide now that no matter what happens, you will keep moving forward. Write down your commitment. Repeat it daily. Focus on small wins. Persistence is built through consistent small victories. Every time you resist quitting, you grow stronger. Celebrate these moments. Visualize success. Keep your end goal vivid in your mind. Let it fuel your determination when challenges arise. Build a support system. Surround yourself with people who encourage your persistence and hold you accountable. Learn from failure. Failures are not defeat, they are lessons. Analyze what went wrong and adjust your approach without losing momentum. Make persistence a habit. Habit is the brain's way of conserving energy. When persistence becomes a habit, it requires less willpower to continue. It becomes your default mode of operation. This means you act even when you don't feel like it. You push forward when others rest. You take steps toward your goal daily regardless of mood, distractions, or setbacks. The payoff of persistence. When persistence is ingrained, your weak side no longer has power over you. Instead of surrendering to fear or doubt, you confront them with steady action. You don't wait for motivation, you create it through your commitment. Persistence turns potential into power. It changes ideas into income, dreams into destiny. It is the secret ingredient in the recipe for greatness. Final thought. Remember, victory belongs to those who refuse to quit. The moment you decide to persist no matter what is the moment you begin to dominate your weak side. So commit today, persist tomorrow, and every day after that until power, discipline, and strength become your nature. The journey to dominate your weak side is not easy. It is a battle fought in silence within the chambers of your own mind. But it is a battle you must win, for the weak side is the thief of dreams, the destroyer of potential, and the silent saboteur of success. Remember what you've learned. To conquer your weakness, you must first identify it clearly. No more hiding, no more excuses. Face your weakness head on with brutal honesty. Then anchor your life with a definiteness of purpose so strong that it pulls you forward like a powerful magnet. Even when doubt whispers in your ear, use the tool of autosuggestion to reprogram your mind daily. Feed your subconscious mind with thoughts of strength, courage, and action, for your mind becomes what you repeat and believe. And when excuses rise, as they will, replace them immediately with decisive action. Excuses are the language of failure. Action is the voice of champions. Understand that strength is born through resistance. Every challenge, every moment of discomfort, every obstacle you overcome is a brick in the fortress of your character. The weak side shrinks in the face of resistance. It cannot stand the heat of persistence and grit. Which brings us to the final key. Persist until power becomes habit. Persistence is the unseen force behind every great achievement. It is what pushes you beyond the moment of wanting to quit, beyond fear and failure, into the realm of mastery and success. Persistence changes your identity from someone who struggles with weakness to someone who commands strength naturally. Now is the time for your victory. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Your weak side may plead for mercy, but you must stand firm and say, not today. Every step you take toward dominating your weak side is a step toward the life you desire, the success you deserve, and the man you were meant to become. The power to change is already inside you. It has been waiting, quiet but persistent. It is your decision to awaken it, nurture it, and unleash it upon the world. Stand tall. Act boldly. Dominate your weak side and watch as your life transforms beyond your greatest dreams.